26th of October, 2023. Second thing filmed today. What is it? Oh, it's a quick one. Don't you worry. We're here for Alan Wake Flashback, a narrative experience in Fortnite, which, wow, that's a lot to process every time I think about it. So yeah, Alan Wake is a skin in Fortnite now. And also Remedy and Epic Games work together to make this interactive recap to get you ready for Alan Wake 2. And I said if we had time after American Nightmares that we would do this. And hey, it's 5 p.m. my time, which means I technically don't have to end at the earliest for another hour. So, Alan Wake Flashback. This is a real thing that's happening on my stream. So yeah, let's take a look at this thing, because it's something. Yeah, this is the character I used to play as a lot when I played this. That's probably not. That's probably gonna look. Let's play as John Wick. You know, man in suit is a little more fitting for this. So, you know, that'll be less psychic damage. You guys didn't like the peck flexing cat? I love that cat. Some rudeness. But yeah, that was a lot to do to you. It's funny, I remembered to make sure I had this ready to go, saved in my favorites. Forgot to swap off the cats. Y'all didn't have to see that. Ooh, my bad. Like, I can't believe this is a real thing. Oh.
In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. And 13 years ago, I found myself in a horror story of my own making.
Look, it's Departure. Aim the flashlight at the text. Hold on for a moment, because I'm just going to tweet about this and to let people know what's happening in here. Against all odds, we finished Alan Wake's American Nightmare with time to spare. So we're jumping into Alan Wake. What was the name of this? Was it Flashback? Alan Wake Flashback. If I search for Alan Wake Fortnite, do you think I'll find a GIF? I'll just use a Fortnite GIF. Oh. Twitch.tv/CandyBagCJ. All right. Well, that's in the universe forever now. I don't get Fortnite. Is it a party game? It's a battle royale game. So it's basically, it's a shooter where you only get one life, and you try to survive to the end. You didn't have to do this, and yet, could I call this the season of awakening if I did not do all of the Alan Wake content at my disposal? Morning, Risu. I'm sorry this is the moment you arrived at.
I used to live in New York City with my wife, Alice. I wrote crime novels starring a fictional detective named Alex Casey. They made me famous. But then I killed off Casey.
Coffee flask. Obtained. We gotta find the cutout of Alan Wake and examine it. Is Alan douchebag being a dick again? No, we're playing Alan Wake Flashback, a Fortnite experience. It was a picture of a cutout. What? Your reaction is the exact same as mine when I heard this was a thing. So, Alan Wake is made by Remedy Games, and to make Alan Wake 2, they needed some outside funding, and they got it from Epic Games. So, because, you know, Epic, Fortnite, this is a thing that Remedy and Epic made together. Oh, I'm sorry.
What, now you can't even talk to me? I need to write something different. Something new, but nothing works. I can't take it.
Alan, you've been working on this for over 2 years. You need a break. I heard about this peaceful little town. It'll be the perfect place to clear your head.
So Alice convinced me to visit Bright Falls, a small, quiet town in Washington. Just what I needed. First, we stopped at the local diner to get our cabin key from the landlord.
I genuinely, like, this is so elaborate. There's, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... like, the different floors are made of different materials in engine so that your footsteps sound different as you're walking on them. Oh, I won't lie. This is actually kind of cool.
The waitress Rose recognized me. Said she was my biggest fan. Had all my books. After she made me promise her an autograph, I asked about the landlord. Rose said he must have gone to the restroom.
Taking a big old piss. Been there, buddy.
I checked the back of the diner. It was dark, foreboding. The kind of place that made your skin itch. That's when Barbara Jagger appeared. An older woman in a vintage funeral gown, like something out of a 1960s horror novel. She said the landlord hadn't been able to make it, and handed me the cabin key. She insisted she'd come by later to check on us, and to meet Alice.
Is this the original?
Alice and I drove through the majestic landscape to our cabin.
I believe it
The
is.
little wooden house stood alone on a tiny island near the shore of Cauldron Lake, in the bowl of an impressive caldera.
Oh, can't go too far off the beaten path. I want to find those coffee thermoses, but so I will say,
It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right.
Are you sure you read the directions right? It's nothing like in the brochure. It said near the lake, not on it.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
so the fact that this is designed to prep you for Alan Wake 2 makes the choices very interesting. So Rose in the diner is named. Stucky isn't. Barbara Jagger is named. Alice is named. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up? What's back here? What's back here? It's got any secrets? Got any secret? Oh, thermos. Fuck yeah.
Alan! I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
The Creator's Dilemma by Emil Hartman. Oh. I pressed the B button and forgot it was Fortnite and it tried to start building. It's funny because like the vast majority of this is like just lines pulled straight from the game, and then some of it is new stuff. I wasn't kidding, Mojo. This is happening.
Surprise!
Alice, what is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of
Damn it,
scenery would
Alice,
get you
you-
past.
Everyone keeps...
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes
now
in
you wanna
helping
get me
artists.
committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Don't! Just don't! I don't want to hear it!
Go to Alice.
Oh no!
It's straight up, the stuff that they
When I
didn't
came to,
recreate
I was
is
behind the
ripped
wheel of
from
a crash
Alan Wake
car on a
Remastered.
forest road. I felt like I had woken up from one nightmare only to find myself in another. I remember diving in after Alice. So how was I here?
I mean, yeah, like this, the stuff with Alan is just straight up, oh, hey, this is certainly a sidewise angle that we're on.
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I'd planned to use for the next novel I'd never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it.
Pick up manuscript page.
Departure by Alan Wake.
All right, here's the thing. I love that I was joking about this before, and I'm like, the longer this goes on, the more impressed and cool I find this.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter. I found a page of writing, but it made no sense. A fragment of some demented horror story.
Listen, we all have things that we can say about fucking Epic Games. But also, like, come on, this is really cool.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery.
Like, these are just the animations of Alan and his model
I realized
ripped.
that the shadowy figure was the character from the page I just found, The Taken. A man taken over by a creature of supernatural darkness called the Dark Presence.
Also, I like that we're getting this stuff with the, like, pointing at words and making them appear. Because I'm curious if that means we're going to see more of that in 2, or if it's just, you know, it's a cool mechanic. I fucked up. Well, close enough. Wondering if that's a mechanic we're going to see in 2. Reminder that I have not seen any of the trailers or anything for Alan Wake 2, so no spoilers. Also, mods for tomorrow's stream. I'm just going to say this now before we do this. We are on, like, top level. If somebody backseats or drops a spoiler or whatever, if there's somebody that's been in here before, you hit them with a timeout for 24 hours. And then if it's somebody new, just ban them outright. Just get the fuck out of there, because I will not have Alan Wake 2 ruined by weirdos. I refuse.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I
So
would come to realize the lake does something to works of art created here. It lifts the story from the page and gives it form, turns fiction into terrible truth. The manuscript was becoming real.
I mean, SJ, you always have smiting powers, but I'm saying smite at the first sign of bullshit. For tomorrow. Like, as soon as anything happens. Thermos. All right. And then reviews are dropping for Alan Wake 2. It's scoring great. Yeah, every review, like, score I've seen has been like, it's excellent. And then Risu, I think, asked, was it Risu? Let me just scroll up. If these are direct from the remaster, how does everything look so crisp? So the vast majority of stuff is not from the remaster. It's either Fortnite assets or generic assets that they've used in Unreal Engine. potentially even assets that they've pulled from Alan Wake 2. So it's the things that are straight from
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. You're a patient in my clinic. Have been for a while now.
So yeah, a lot of this is just made in Fortnite, which for like a tie-in like this basically just means it's made in Unreal Engine. So everything except for the like outlines of Alan and the other characters that we see are going to be supremely crisp. And yeah, I want mods on like full fuck anybody up for the slightest bullshit mode.
Hartman? I fell. What? No, you. I found myself stuck in Cauldron Lake Lodge, Dr. Hartman's clinic. He tried to convince me I was a patient of his, that I had imagined everything. I knew he was lying. Soon enough, his true colors would be revealed.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
The pages I'd been carrying with me were gone. I needed them back. They were the key to finding Alice, to understanding this mystery.
So, I am a little sad and worried that we have not had any mention of Barry or Tor and Odin at this point. Because I was assuming Saga was related to them.
The Dark Presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Yeah, this is very different from how Fortnite normally plays. The movement, like this part and the camera angle is the same, but normally it's a first-person shooter, and in the vast majority of modes, you are able to like build things in the environment. I want to go over there though. Thermos. 5 of 6. Fuck out of my way. No, Barry's supposed to be in this room.
I broke into Hartman's office to learn the truth. The manuscript pages were on his desk, the ones I had found and more. I confronted him, furious. He admitted he had been lying and tried to cut a deal with me. He was still trying to manipulate me, to use my writing for his own ends and to make the Dark Presence stronger in doing so.
Also, notice Alan's holding the flashlight in that scene and not his gun that he pointed at his head. That alongside Alice being in her regular clothes during the one scene. You can definitely tell this was a made for Fortnite version of things. Tor and Odin aren't braining any security guards. Oh, manuscript page.
I dreamt of the night Alice went missing. Her screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Interesting. I wonder if Barry is going to show up at all in 2. So Barry's not family. No, I think they cut him to streamline this. Same as like
In a dream, I found myself back at the cabin, just like the manuscript described. It felt like I was reliving a suppressed memory, a
This is
waking
unsettling.
nightmare. This was my chance to find out what had happened to Alice.
But yeah, I think Barry and like the kidnapper and stuff like that was cut just to make this a streamlined experience. And yes, I am playing as Keanu Reeves as John Wick.
Alice!
I will say I'm really hoping that Barry and Tor and Odin and all of them, I mean, Sheriff Breaker, you know, I hope they're all in the game and just not in the flashback because they're not important enough to this
I remembered
explanation.
it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
Episode 3
Under
of
the
3.
influence of the dark presence, I'd written a horror story, and now my own words were tearing my world apart. It was using my story to grow stronger, to spread its darkness. But somehow some part of me had been aware enough to write my own escape into the story, a way back to Cauldron Lake, to Alice.
Who uses a typewriter in 2023? Pretentious nerds who've been trapped in a shadowy other world for 13 years. Yeah, SJ summed it up pretty well. Oh, yes, the reason we're playing as John Wick is because the skin that I normally use is a buff cat person, and people weren't okay with that in chat. And you know what? That's fair.
The story I had written in the cabin had come true. Touched by the dark presence, I had written a horror story, but the end was still missing. The story was incomplete, and the last unfinished page of the manuscript still sat in the typewriter in the cabin study. If I could get back there, if I could read the page, then I could write my own ending to this story and save Alice.
Basically, yeah, Mojo. And unfortunately, in this chat, cowardice will be tolerated. I'm trying to find that last delicious flask of coffee.
Jagger was waiting for me, but I wasn't afraid. I had light on my side. I was ready. I fought Jagger with the light, shattered the darkness inside her. She was gone. But this was a horror story. and the ending had not yet been written. There would be a price to pay.
They even replicated the camera angles of like the zoom out there. Fuck. Remedy, y'all make some good fucking video games. Good job, Alice. You didn't drown. And I would like to think a buff cat is more true to life for me than a middle-aged schlub. Of course, if I'm gonna be a middle-aged dude, I would want to be Keanu Reeves. Schlub in this case referring to John Wick and not Keanu.
There's light and there's darkness, cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. Alice was safe, but the balance had to be kept. I'd taken her place, a small price to pay. Now I was trapped here, in the dark place, outside reality.
Okay. Cosmo is leaving. That's what that was a response to. Hold on. Is there any coffee thermoses around? Damn it. Anything? No such luck.
If I wanted to escape, I would have to start writing again. A new story. A sequel to Departure. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. Return by Alan Wake.
Oh.
The dark presence is out there.
Oh.
It's hunting me. Its spies are always watching. It's trying to catch me. I think it did more than once. It's stealing from me. Stealing my identity. It wants to be me. Replace me. Twisted version of me. Scratch. Mr. Scratch. It's slithering into the story. Once it's in the story, I have to use it to keep the story true. It got in. I have to make the story darker now. But that gives it power. That's bad. I don't want that. But I have no choice. It's an arms race. All right, now keep it together. Damn it. I'll be the first one to cross the finish line.
Okay. A little taste of what's to come with Alan Wake 2. Well, that was it was an experience. And let me tell you, it will take every milliliter of willpower in my body not to play this game right at midnight. But I'm going to. Because tomorrow, together on stream, we're going to be checking out Alan Wake 2. And I cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be a good one. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this little 35-minute prequel episode for Alan Wake 2. I'm gonna. I ended up realizing partway. I should include this in the Alan Wake 2 playlist. That makes sense. So yeah. No question of the day. You already got your question of the day in the other video. Yeah, I can't wait. Next up, Alan Wake 2.